Yeah, I'm all right.
He doesn't have the angle on. Oh my God! One is amazing.
It's back.
The green train is running.
Bobby, sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong.
Oh, boo. I was just getting into it. All right. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Good morning, wherever you are. Fins up. I'm Bobby Finstock. That's the one only Fish Tank Hank. Fish Tank, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. I see that Ender's here, and we need to hook Ender up here.
Yes.
Get this taken care of, Ender.
Ender, Fires Play, man. Good to see you as always. As you know, if you were watching the last episode, the hat that you wanted was sold out. Fish Tank was taking care of that. So if you could, brother, go ahead and go back to Fanatics or NFL Shop. Check it out. Go look at a hat and get back to us so we could go ahead and get you taken care of. Ray Finkel, good to see you. Aladino, Evan Posner, Finn Stanza's already in the house. I was watching some of Finn's bandwagon last night and this morning because I had to finish it. Yes, so now you know, Ender. If you didn't see what we talked about last week, we're letting you know now. That hat was sold out. So go ahead and get back to us. Send us
The hat
an
you
email.
wanted was sold out. I couldn't buy any. There wasn't an option to select one. It wouldn't let me select it. So if you would, pick out another hat so that I can make sure I get it out to you. I know that I got one out to Hunter already.
John, good to see you. Fins up from the UK, man. That is awesome. We appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in.
Fins up, John.
If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, brother. We appreciate it. So we got a lot to talk about, and we had a lot of fun last week, Fish Tank, at Fan Club Weekend, and watching the Dolphins stomp the Carolina Panthers after giving us a little bit of a tease when the game started, dropping 14-0. It was so funny because we discussed on the pregame show, but also on Finn's Talk today with the crossover with Bandwagon about a possible what do you call a slip-up game? What's that called? Oh my goodness, a trap game. Trap. And they teased us with one. We were like, yo, I was just talking about it. You weren't supposed to do it. And and my goodness, sitting with Evan was exactly as I imagined. 2 plays in, literally 2 plays in, and he's literally like this. I can't believe this is happening. I'm like, dude, the game just started. Let it play out, But it was such a blast. What's up? Back it up, Binge. Good to see you. But Fish Tank, I know you talked about it yesterday a little bit. You had Finn's bandwagon last night because everybody's still trying to catch up from all the travels, Evan, myself. But, man, what?
Yeah, I travel too.
Yes, you do. 3 hours, 4 hours.
Especially
depending
in my mind.
Well, that is true. Maybe a little more than Evan in Canada. You travel. I mean, the way you party, brother. I mean, you had me drinking a shot of bourbon, 10-year-old bourbon at 9:30 in the morning, 8:30 my time. You're like, drink this. I was like, all right, here we go. I went, God dang, that's straight gasoline.
You love that gasoline.
I love. It was an awesome experience. Again. Just to be able to hang with you, get to spend some time with you more than just a couple hours. We had some days we went Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with Evan, obviously, which was a blast just to hang out with him, Rob, everybody, just get to meet everybody.
Yeah,
what a blast
it was. Great meeting everybody, and I had a blast. Bo Campers was quite the place. I was out front, and I was meeting more people coming in at the front door than I was in the restaurant itself. So I hung out outside for a while out there and met people and talked with people about the car and just had a good time, all around. And then I met, it was nice hanging out in there with Evan and Rob and you. And, we got to meet Harley Finns and a bunch of other people, 305 Sports Babe. Allie, the list goes on and on, the people that were there. It was just a really good time.
Yeah, anybody who was anybody in the community was there, and it was such an awesome experience. And we missed Steve Malloy. He's in Texas. We missed him. Obviously, I missed a few people, but we did get to see Mike Brown, Mike the Hebrew Hammer, and his dad. They came down from Texas. They hung out with us pregame. That was really cool. So just a lot of fun. But in the end, the best thing was that our Dolphins went 5-1. They beat the Panthers. They got the job done.
Eventually, yes.
Eventually, we knew you and I have been talking about this game coming up for a little while now. We had this marked down on our calendars.
Yes.
And I'm not going to lie to you, Fish Tank. You know how I think you and I both kind of stood the same at the beginning of the season about how this game may go. I think, if before the season, the schedule's kind of gone with the 5-1, but they've over exceeded expectations in regards of offense. Defense, they've under exceeded way.
Yeah, defense, they're way under expectations at this point in time.
They are due a great game, hopefully, and hopefully it's this week. But
and you never know. This could be the week where they just mesh and everything starts to turn around. But I can tell you this. Vic Fangio better start getting some pressure on that quarterback this game.
Especially this week. Yes, sir.
This
no
is
doubt.
the week that he better change what he's doing and get after the quarterback a little bit more. So I hope we see that. And, with us missing a couple players and X having a groin pull and all this stuff going on. So that it's important. It's important that the defensive line and the defensive ends and linebackers get after the quarterback.
I want to say too is that about this game, and I don't want to spoil it till the end because really I have no answer until the end of this show, Fish Tank. And what I mean is and maybe you've been the same way because I know how you feel right now about our defense. You loved our defense before the season, but you've been straightforward and saying, hey, look, I have not been impressed with our defense right now. And that's what's concerning you with our football team. I've been back and forth on this game. I really have.
You and me both.
I'm tortured. I'm a tortured soul. So
I'm going to be watching this game and biting down to the nub. I was telling Evan.
Because
I'm going to go past the fingernails and just take off half my fingers, probably.
Absolutely.
Chew on a knuckle or two on the way.
We're going to talk about it. This is another measuring stick game. The Buffalo, every game counts. Okay. I'm not going to say any game is more important than the other, but the measuring stick games, you got the Buffalo Bills, you got the Eagles, you got the Chiefs coming up. Those are measuring. Those are games where you're like, okay, yeah, you could win. You could beat Carolina. You could beat the Broncos like you did. You could beat the Patriots. But those aren't measuring stick games. Those aren't the teams you're going to face in the playoffs. The Eagles, the teams like that, the Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills, those teams you have to show out and you have to win. Like if the Dolphins
happen to remember the score on that Patriots game?
I don't, but I could pull it up.
I was curious if you knew what the score was on that because I just want to, we did play the Patriots, but at the same time, that's like playing the Jets, man. They're kind of sneaky on defense.
They are, absolutely.
That's
can't
why
sleep on a division rival.
What the score was.
I got it for you. I'll pull it up right now. So for that game, the Dolphins won 24-17.
Yeah, 24-17.
Think about that for a second.
So their defense isn't just letting people just mow over them either. So that's kind of what I was talking about. And that game definitely, how close the score was, shows that our defense hasn't put it together yet. Also,
it also shows too with Buffalo and New England, both division rivals, but both top defenses in the NFL.
Yeah,
both of these teams, Miami struggled to score. I know we're going to rely on our offense, but when it comes to top 10 defenses this season, two of these top teams in our division, we've struggled to score. And the Eagles, let me make sure I pull this up because I don't.
I thought before the season started, I thought we would have a top 10 defense.
Yes,
based on how each defense has boosted up in the presence of Vic Fangio everywhere he's gone. I thought that we would be up around 10 at least. And we're nowhere near that. We're all the way down there toward the bottom, and we shouldn't be that far down right now on defense.
No, and I understand people are saying, hey, we don't have a legitimate or a decent inside linebacker, or they start to point out these little things, but it's called exactly. Look, it's called execution, and the players and you got to have the coach who can do that. And I know, again, we have to credit the fact that too is that Fangio's in his first season with Miami with this personnel. We have seen some Andrew Van Ginkel has become a journeyman type of player to a legitimate NFL defensive player who's going to get some money, whether from the Dolphins or someone else. So we have seen some improvement from our team, but it's just not enough to make a difference to a complete football game against these legitimate teams. We're going to get deeper into the Philly game, but I do want to bring up, because I just said about against these top 10 defenses, Fish Tank.
Yeah.
Philadelphia, Miami's number 1 in the NFL in offense. Number 2 is Philadelphia Eagles. Okay.
Yeah.
Miami's ranked 20th in the NFL in defense. The Eagles are 9th in the NFL.
Yeah.
Okay?
And
so,
that's why I was saying, say we were around 10.
Yes, sir.
Say we were around 10. I would be like, man, this game is definitely a toss up. But right now, I don't know.
And that's why and I mean it. And I am legitimately been going back and forth and maybe I'm just trying to convince myself it could go our way. And I'm not trying to be a downer, but it's been like that for me. Because the positives, obviously number 1 offense in the NFL. Tyreek has been in big defense of his quarterback this week, saying, which I think it's it's unfair criticism on Tua from Stephen A. Smith, saying that he can only dink and dunk. He only does these 2-yard outs. Come on, if you have been watching the games, Tua's doing more than that. You're just being lucky at that point. So
definitely,
Tyreek's going to want to show out against the Eagles. The Dolphins know they got embarrassed by the Buffalo Bills. Those are the positives to a positive outcome for this week. But we got to weigh everything. Before I roll on, I do want to talk about this. I posted something on Twitter or on X the other day, Fish Tank. In February, first off, again, what happened this week was amazing. Going down there for that game, all the events. Tati knows, my wife, she knows that I'm already dying to go back. We've talked about it, joked about it. But in February, I am going back. She's coming with me. We're going to be doing the Dolphins Challenge Cancer event. Doing the 5K, and I've been trying to raise money for that event. And so when I was down there, my mother actually attended Dolphins training camp, and she got some autographs. And she has these cool things. She bought these things, and which is called it's like a canvas kind of thing here, and it's a 1 lifetime membership for the Miami Dolphins. It's very cool, love it. But she got one of these signed by Blake Ferguson, our long snapper, who's a really nice dude, and he's been a longtime Dolphin. She got one of these signed. So I said, man, I would love to maybe do a giveaway with this for people who would donate any amount to the Dolphins Challenge Cancer. So I posted that up on X and hopefully get some bites, but I wanted to talk about it on here. I don't know if anybody's ever participated or knowledge of that, but it's a great cause. It's a great foundation. Everything goes to Sylvester. Oh my goodness, I'm going to forget the name, but anyway, it's Cancer Research. Everything goes to the fight against cancer. They've been doing this for a lot of years. The Dolphins organization, this event, the Dolphins are the best in the NFL when leading this event. I mean, there's a lot of hard workers at this, and so if you guys would any amount would do. If you would just consider to donate, I mean, again, $1, $5, $10, if you want to be generous, it's totally up to you. But scan that barcode and donate any amount you can to help the fight against cancer and for this foundation, the Dolphins Challenge Cancer Foundation. Again, if you're in Miami and you're participating, I will see you there. It's going to be a blast. Leave that up. I'll pop it back up at the end of the show. And again, if you donate, whatever amount you may donate, you're going to have a chance to win this lifetime membership Dolphin plaque with the signature autograph of Blake Ferguson, which was acquired at training camp. Thought I'd throw that out there, Fish Tank.
Right.
Let's go ahead and put this here. Steve Malloy in the house. Raphael, good to see you. So let's talk on this, Fish Tank. Hank, not today. He won't play tomorrow, but he's on his way back. I mean, amazingly enough, this dude's on his way back. Jalen Ramsey had a scary injury before the season. They talked about December. It's October, and he's already back at practice. He has 21 days to make his return. Obviously, he's not going to play tomorrow, but could play against the Patriots or the Chiefs. How much of an impact is this guy going to make for our defense when he does come back, Fish Tank? And when would you like to see him play?
You know, he needs to come back at 100%.
For sure.
Is the answer to that. And when he comes back, is he in playing condition? Is he ready to take on this defense and do everything that needs to be done from him? I don't know. He's coming off a pretty serious injury. So how much will he impact? Well, if I look back past his history, it looks like we should have a pretty darn good cornerback back in our midst. And by then, also X should be doing much better. I think he could have a big impact for our challenge to get to the playoffs and beyond. I think he's a big part of that, and it'll show up as soon as he does come back. I would like to see him back for the Chiefs game, but that's just me being selfish.
I'm with you. I would say for me, first off, in regards of impact, I'll say, look, obviously a guy of his stature should make an impact for the younger players.
Yeah.
I had a non-Dolphins fan, someone unbiased, tell me, I hope you get the best version of Ramsey, because the last few years he hasn't been the best version, and I get that, but maybe a new change of scenery brings out the best in him and brings him back to his old form. But I guess to the younger players, he should have a better impact. Javon Holland, Kader Kohu, those guys. I'm with you. I would rather see him playing back healthy, so he can be with us for the long run, than come back too soon and re-injure something.
It's dumb to force a comeback. You know what I mean? And
on both ends, yeah.
Is he pushing the issue to get back? That's what I'm wondering, because most people don't come back that quick.
They don't. He's been. He's jumping and dancing, and he's doing everything. It's great to see. It shows that he is really committed, not just to playing, but to this football team. He sees how good this team is and what it can be. So that's awesome to see from a player like that. But I will say too is that for me, I'm with you. It's either play against the Chiefs in Germany or wait till after the bye. Take that bye off, come back, full shot, or full 100%. I'm okay with that. I would not hate for him to wait until after the bye. I think it's going to be before. It looks like it's trending to be probably the Chiefs, but I would for sure prefer the bye, just not to risk it all.
Yeah. Yeah, don't risk everything if it's not time. Just wait. I'd rather have him in December than early in November and him get hurt again. So
Absolutely. All right, so let's touch on this, Fish Tank, because obviously we've talked about how our defense has been struggling, but can't say that about our offense. The Dolphins' offense is the number one in NFL, but it's not just number one. It's been historic so far. Putting up historic numbers on all ends. Even the running game. We lost Achin, and you saw it last week. You saw the difference. And that's not on Mozart, because Mozart played freaking great. And he has been playing great. Most touchdowns in the NFL, 11 from receiver and a running back. But you saw the difference between Achin and Savon Ahmed. But in regards of all-around team, offense has been amazing. It starts with the quarterback and Tyreek Hill. When you talk about the Dolphins offense, it starts with Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill, okay? And both have been putting up great numbers. I listed this topic, Fish Tank, as you know, on our outline as it's civil war, and it's not really a war between these two guys. The only time there was a co-MVP, and I think, hopefully I have this right. Somebody listed this the other day, was Peyton Manning and Dante Culpepper, Colts and the Vikings back in the day. I think there's a strong chance that could happen again, but this will be the first time teammates could win it, and that's Tyreek Hill and Tua Tagovailoa. I believe that could be the case, okay? And that's not taken away from either one. And if it's a quarterback award. It's very rare that another player wins it. Lawrence Taylor at one point, I think running back. Who's a running back that won it? I know someone won it. Was it Sean Alexander? But Evan should correct me in a minute. But you look at Tua's numbers so far in the season: 1,800 yards. Was it 1,876 yards, 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, with a completion percentage of 71.1. I mean, again, it hasn't been 7 touchdowns here, 6 touchdowns there, nothing crazy, but just consistent. Adrian Peterson, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Vince Stanza coming in the clutch, as he always does. But, again, it's sexy to us for sure. And the way he's been playing, the NFL is keeping notice, so he's definitely in play for MVP. But it's just the consistency that he's doing it. And again, you could say, oh, well, he has the talent around him. He's got a lot better with Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and those guys, absolutely. But how did those guys do last year when Tua was taken out? How did the team do last year? They didn't do very well.
No, they didn't do well at all.
So that helps a case for MVP this season. Now you look at Tyreek Fish Tank.
It also helps for him for the comeback player of the year.
Yes, it does. And we said that before the season. You and I both. We know DeMar Hamlin for Buffalo. I think he played 1 game, but we know that's the favorite. He just has to play a couple games, and that's it. Tua should be the comeback player of the year. No doubt. Zilch. There's no discussion. He's the guy. You want to debate MVP, let's debate. But comeback player of the year, there's no debate. Offensive player of the year, there's no debate on Tyreek Hill. The debate is MVP. But offensive player of the year, well, maybe the debate is Raheem Mostert. Mostert's right there, receiving and running the ball. But Tyreek Hill is that guy. Hill, right?
Let me say this. We're not quite halfway there yet. You know what I mean? We're not at the halfway mark yet.
We're 6 games in.
Yeah, but we are 6 games in, so that's pretty far. So let me ask you this. Because I wasn't concerned about it at all, but it seemed to be one of your concerns before the season started. And let me see where you're at on it now. Are you still concerned with Tua Tagovailoa getting injured?
Well, again, we're only 6 games in. When did he start?
We're only hurt? 6 games in, but you've seen how he's been falling and tumbling.
Oh, well, that's fair. That's fair.
It's looked a lot different when he goes to the ground.
Fish Tank, you know what? I'm going to be the way I want to answer this, and hopefully it answers for you, but without me having to say it. I just don't want to jinx it. I don't want to say what I want to say, and then Philadelphia Eagles, he gets smashed, and then you're right. The best thing about this season so far for Tua.
Quarterbacks tend to get hurt at some point in time in the season. Let me make this clear. But I'm not as concerned about him getting his head whacked on the ground as much as he was before.
Yeah, I'm not worried about concussions. It's not concussions with Tua. That people can go all crazy on the concussions all they want. That's never been his concern except for last season.
Well, that's what everybody was trying. The picture before the season started, that was the picture that was being painted. So
yeah, that's not no.
I'm just asking you where you're at with it.
Remember, I said he has only played 13 games a season. Okay, he's 6 games in now, 7 games tomorrow.
Yeah.
I said 15 games this year. That was my 15 games.
Because you figure he's going to get a hangnail.
Yeah, something's happened where he needs a game off, or maybe whatever. Because every season he's had something.
I'm just joking, the hangnail, but
I absolutely I get what you're saying, but but truth be told, if you're worried about concussions, you're just looking for something to worry because you see the way he's falling, you see the way he's taking care of himself.
Yeah,
sliding, protecting. The way he falls keeps his chin down into his chest, which is something you learn in jiu-jitsu. I've done jiu-jitsu. My wife's done jiu-jitsu. My daughter is a gray belt or whatever in jiu-jitsu. So, people will laugh all they want, but they do teach you how to take a fall because you're getting thrown around. So you see it. I'm not worried about concussions with him. His concern, again, my 2 concerns for Tua starting this season, Fish Tank, Evan knows this well. You know this, is injury history, his health throughout the season, lasting more than 13 games, and playing well into December. Okay? There is no more talk about is he a good quarterback. If you don't think he's a good quarterback, there's something wrong with you. Okay, he's shown he could do that. All right.
That's some of what I wanted to pull out of you. There you go, Bobby. Yeah.
No. Again, I said it last season. At the end of the season, he's answered a lot of questions.
Yeah.
A lot of things. This year, he's hammered those down.
Yeah.
But what he's still the only questions that remains with Tua has nothing to do with on-field play. Is play in December. Okay, you got to be consistent. You got to win in those. That's playoff time. You got to perform.
Needs to be available.
And you need to be available. You need to be available. Now, at the end of the season, all goes well. Then they start talking contract. That's another discussion. Then those concerns, you start talking, hey, are you willing to give them a guaranteed contract? You give them a big deal, but then they're not a guarantee. Then we have that. Then we can talk all that. But there's no talk on Tua right now. With Tyreek Hill, he's been everything and more as advertised. This season especially. He said, I wanted 2,000 yards. People called him crazy. He said that last year, but he's hammering it for this year. Right now,
I think we got our first round draft pick worth out of him already.
Yeah, we did. I don't want to hear anybody complain about trading our pick. That dude is worth it. But right now, 42 receptions, 814 yards, 6 touchdowns, 19.4 yards per catch. Here's the difference between him and the next best guy. The next best guy plays against for the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown, 42 receptions, just like Tyreek. 814 yards for Tyreek, 672 yards for A.J., and only 2 touchdowns.
Whoa.
This guy is 200 yards up on the next best receiver.
How many yards per average?
Tyreek again, 19.4, and AJ 16. So AJ's having a good year. And here's the thing, Fish Tank, and let me just touch on the Eagles. I want your response because I saw this from our friend Manny at Battered Fans, Bearded Fanatic. Yeah, and he's been saying this, and I absolutely agree. And I kind of took it a little more on a show on the comments, but talking about our secondary. Look, we've struggled against Stephon Diggs. We've struggled against Adam Thielen with Xavier Howard. Xavier Howard might not play tomorrow. We don't know yet. But we struggled against those 2 guys in these 2 weeks, the Panthers and Buffalo. We have trouble with these receivers. Tomorrow we face Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, possibly without Xavier Howard. That's a major concern. Miami's secondary has not been playing up to par. Does that concern you at all?
Yeah, it definitely concerns me. I mean, this is what happened last year, and that's when the wheels fell off the bus. Is when Xavier Howard got hurt, we were already missing our other corner. Okay, we're in the same exact situation we were in last year. Now the defensive line and defensive ends need to do something this game, and Fangio can't just do the bend don't break kind of defense. You can't play that with Philly. If you do, Jalen Hurts is going to tear us up with those 2 wide receivers. You can't cover them forever. So that's why you have to get after the quarterback, because if he's given time, those receivers are going to get open. He's going to get them the ball.
Absolutely. Let's just finish this topic up very quick, Fish Tank. Who's your – if you had to pick between one – well, let me ask you this first. Are you in favor of Tyreek and Tua being co-MVPs if the season ended today?
Oh, I'm good with it.
Okay.
I would actually believe that Tyreek deserves it more.
I'm with you.
If you ask me, I think he deserves it more. But like you said, it's a quarterback award, so they would probably do it. The 2 teammates is probably what they would wind up doing.
You think about it. If he goes over 2,000 yards, if he gets over 10 plus touchdowns, you see the way he's doing. You see the difference he's made for Tua, just like McDaniel, who should be coach of the year right now. You see what they've done for Tua, just as much as Tua's done for them, but what they've done for him. It's not just to play. You've seen little hints here and there before them, but now you see the best version of Tua. Okay. Ooh. Might have some.
The spirits are coming for you.
They are. Holy crap. Okay, football gods, take it easy. All right. Gosh, Tua's amazing. All right. I'm just saying. Oh, shit. Hold on. Something's going on. No, but I'm with you. I would be absolutely okay with co-MVP. I think that would be awesome, especially because we know how important the quarterback position is to any team, but especially ours. But what Tyreek has done for this football team and what he's doing this season, it's all fair. But if I had to pick one, I'm rolling with Tyreek. Yeah. I would roll with Tyreek Hill. Absolutely.
Hey,
is that okay? Is that okay?
See, don't keep questioning.
I know. I'm gonna stop now, Fish Tank. I'm gonna wait it out. All right. So I know you talked on this a little bit yesterday. I know that was the topic. And I love your response because you're like, hey, no one's getting thrown off the bandwagon, which, again, I'm with you. I'm like, hey, fans can have any concerns they want. Let's bring them all aboard. We need everybody on here. This is the best season. Miami has not had this type of season. And everybody wants to compare for last year. Last year, Dolphins started 3-0. They started 3-0 this year. Last year, the Dolphins went 3-0, then 0-3. They were 3-3 at this point.
Yeah, that was last year.
The Dolphins are 5-1 this season.
So they're to this year,
5-1 with a Super Bowl type preview tomorrow night. Think about that. That's not just fan talk. That's not Homer Simpson talk. That's legit.
That's everybody talk.
Yes, everybody's gonna be watching this game.
But if you look on the what the expert analysts say, they all say that the Eagles are going to win.
That's right. So, I could. Well, Ryan Clark picked the Dolphins. Ryan Clark did pick Miami.
He did.
He did. Ryan Clark picked. I saw that. So Steve Malloy's absolutely right too, and that's something that's a concern. They have the number 2 rushing attack in NFL right now is the Philadelphia Eagles. The number 2 rushing attack. Excuse me, number 2. But I believe Miami's number 1.
Yeah, but that's okay because Tua holds the ball the least amount of time in the NFL, 2-point-something seconds.
Is it number 2? Are you talking about rushing the football? I'm talking about. I think he's running the ball. I believe.
Yeah, that's running. He's talking. He said 2.
So we talked about measuring stick games, Fish Tank. Okay, you could say the Chargers was 1. That was a shootout. But Buffalo Bills, Eagles, Chiefs are for sure measuring stick games for the Dolphins. The Dolphins got embarrassed and humbled against Buffalo. We all did.
Definitely.
Okay. So tomorrow for sure is a measuring stick game. And I know you and I have been on the fence. If there's no kind of, we're definitely going to, it's been, I don't know where to go. But let me ask you, if Miami does lose this game tomorrow night, no matter what we predict at the end of this show, if they do lose, could that potentially make them pretenders in your eyes?
That would just tell me there's still problems with the defense.
Okay.
Now, does that make them a pretender or not? No, I don't think that they're pretenders. I think they're for real with their offense. And you know what? It's not our defense that the Eagles are going to have to beat. It's our offense that they're going to have to keep up with. So, like Steve Malloy said, they have the second best attack against the rush. Well, then guess what? We're throwing it. We're throwing the ball then. If they stop the run, then we're going to be throwing the ball. So, what does that do? That adds up a lot of points for us. And that we're going to have people that are open. And you add Chase Claypool into this? Oh, boy, man. I like our offense, especially if Chase Claypool's part of it. I don't care what people say about him. The man is a machine. He is a great player. He just needs somebody to smack him in the head, get his head on right, go see whoever he needs to see. You know what I mean? And get his head straight. But this kid could be a phenomenal pickup for us. And all it cost us was half a draft pick. Come on. I mean, this guy could be the key answer, that number 3, big body with speed that we've been wanting to have on our team for the red zone and everywhere else, this is the guy that we've been trying to get on the team. Now, if he can learn the offense, and especially after the bye, at least come in after the bye, I think Miami has something that's unstoppable, to be totally honest with you. Whether that's, run game, because Achane should be back, I'm hoping. And if he's back, along with Claypool, along with the other two wide receivers we already have, along with Tua, I mean, it could be a nightmare for somebody. But my only concern is the same as it's been, the defense. It's still the defense is our issue. Now, how many points can the Eagles put up? Well, that's all depends on our defensive line once again, which is what this game is going to, our defensive line is going to have to do something, without sitting here and blowing up the whole rest of the show. Our defensive line needs to show up on this one, Bobby, or we're going to have some problems.
Absolutely. And let me just say, the way Finstanza brought it up to me the other day in regards to that topic, because he said that was going to be the name of the show for Bandwagon yesterday. He's like, it depends on the type of game. If Miami gets blown out, then people, I guess, could be justified in saying that it's a pretender type of thing. But if they have a fight and they lose at the end by a close game, then you could say that. I wouldn't say if Miami lost last night, tomorrow night, I guess, getting blown out maybe is a conversation. But if Miami loses tomorrow night against the Eagles, I wouldn't consider that a pretender's conversation. That conversation can open up against the Chiefs. If Miami goes into Germany against the Chiefs and they fall to the Chiefs, then people could start having that conversation.
Well, if they fall to the Bills, the Eagles, and then the Chiefs, then definitely they're pretenders.
Yeah, because those are the teams you're supposed. You gotta beat one of those guys. Especially but my thing is more the Chiefs than the Eagles because the Chiefs are in your division. They're the big brother of our division. Of the conference, right? They're in the conference. You could beat them. You show, hey, this is going to be a fight because you might be going for the number 1 seed against them till the end of the year with Buffalo. So you have to do it against the Eagles. Okay, you slip up, you lose the game. Nobody should say pretenders yet. That's against the NFC
to begin with.
NFC, absolutely. But against the Chiefs, then that conversation becomes more legitimate. Then if Miami falls to that, then people who have those doubts are justified to have those doubts. The Eagles, I'm not ready to say that yet. Unless, of course, Miami just totally lays an egg in primetime, which they have the last few years. Their record is not great in primetime games. But I wouldn't say yet. If they lost tomorrow, I'm not going to say pretender.
That's okay, because guess what? We got a man that's numero uno in the backfield that's going to change all that.
There you go. And so let's start with that, Fish Tank. I know you and I, we've been back and we've been forth and we've been back and we've been forth. And, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a tortured soul. It's because I know what I said before the season, but you know how I am. It's about playing out the season. And it's still, this game still, I know how well our offense has been doing, but our defense hasn't been. I know what the Dolphins did against all these other teams. I know how they did against the Buffalo Bills. It's been tough. But we're going to try to do this, Fish Tank. We're going to try to do our best to do this. But before that, let me remind everybody, you guys are watching Fins Talk today on the Fins Talk Sports Network. You have the great Fish Tank Hank, Bobby Fins Talk, talking Dolphins and Eagles. So, Fish Tank, thank you, sir. What are your 3 keys to secure a Miami Dolphins victory tomorrow night on Sunday Night Football?
First key is to contain Jalen Hurts. You got to contain him. Don't let him get to the outside and get on down the field. Don't let him roll out and make nice passes down the field. That's the first key. The second key is the defensive line. The defensive line has to rush the quarterback. Once again, they have to rush the quarterback if they don't get after the quarterback. So contain the quarterback, rush the quarterback, hurt the quarterback. Oh, wait a minute. That's his name is Hurts. You get my point.
I got it.
This is going to come down to the defensive line versus the quarterback. That's my first key, is the defensive line has to show up. My second key is our secondary. Our backup players have to play well, better than well. They're going against A.J. Brown and who?
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith. And those two are no joke. So Fangio better have something going on in his scheme to stop those guys. So our secondary backup players showing up has to happen.
Rob's in the house. Better late than never in honor of Bobby's Cuban time. I appreciate it, Rob. Fins up, brother. Good to see you.
What's up, Thirsty?
So.
And then the third and final key is Tua. Tua is going to be the key to this game. He has got to get the ball to the right people under the right situations. And it's not going to be so much just throwing the ball, slinging the ball down the field on this game, but it's going to take a lot of points for Miami to win this game, in my opinion.
That's a great point, and that's my concern because of what you've seen against, you look at these top defenses in the NFL, top 10 ranked defenses. Against the New England Patriots, they scored only 24 points, okay? Against the Buffalo Bills, only 20 points. So I think you're absolutely right with that point, and that's a concern for me in this football game. So my first one is I'm going to start right where you ended. Offense. Continuing that balanced attack, score and score often. Do not stop, okay? You got to stay ahead of the Eagles. Keep that balanced attack. That's number 2. Running the ball and passing the ball, okay? And that's protecting the quarterback. Score often, score as much as you can. And then the third one, I would say, yes, it's not just contain Jalen Hurts, but contain their receivers. All right? Look what Miami did against Adam Thielen. They made him look like his former self with the Vikings, and look what they did with Stephon Diggs. They struggled our secondary with Xavier Howard and Kader Kohu. Now imagine without Xavier Howard against A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. It's a recipe for disaster if they don't do it. So Miami has to contain those 3 guys, run that balanced attack, and protect your quarterback. All right? But right where you hit the nail on the head as soon as you ended yours thing was about they got to score a lot of points. And, yeah, the offense needs to have a statement game, against a top 10 defense. They haven't done it yet. Tomorrow, hopefully, is the day. So, Fish Tank, I'm going to turn on the fire. I'm going to throw you to the wolves here. All right. What's your game prediction and your final score, sir?
No, what's going to happen is I'm going to throw.
I knew you were going to do it. I knew what you were going to do. I knew you were going to do it. I don't know why I thought you weren't going to. I said,
it's your turn to tell me what's going to happen.
I knew you were going to do that. You're slick. You're a slick dude. Yeah. and you hit the bird feeder and you're coming at me. Oh, hell no. All right. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. I just pulled out the lightsaber on you.
Yeah, you did. Let's see how the power reacts. I want this. I want this very bad. I want to get this win tomorrow, as we all should, right? But, and again, like I said, I haven't made it. I didn't make this before. I'm trying to go off the cuff.
Yeah, I know. It's great.
We both picked Buffalo. The Buffalo game. I mean, we both picked Miami to beat Buffalo in that game. And it's like, fool me once, shame on me, or shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. The defense concerns me for this football game. The secondary concerns me for this football game. The number one offense in football is Miami, but they struggle against top 10 defenses so far. So for the
What
first
do you
time,
consider struggle, though? 20-something points?
20 points. 24,
Yeah,
24.
24 points is struggling. So keep
It
that
is.
in mind.
For sure.
24 points is struggling. So how many does the Eagles have to get then? You know, there's lots of back and forth on this one, Bobby. You're going to have to make that call. What do you got?
I know. I am. Let me see something. I have it in my head. I just have to think of the score here.
I have the score.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe I should write mine down before you say. I should do that. Honey, you got a pen?
Whisper in my ear.
Well, come here.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm doing this. F&A.
Okay, I just told Kelly what my score is, so I'm not going by what you're telling me. I'm going by what
I know you are. I know you are. Okay. I deal with. See, I think everyone knows because I'm delaying it, but I'm going to say it. I said the reasons why, and I swear to you, because I'd be ecstatic tomorrow night. Can the Miami Dolphins do it? Absolutely. But my final prediction, and I would hate it if it comes true because I don't want it. I'm going to say the Eagles 27-24 tomorrow night.
Well, I have it a bit higher than you do. I have it 42-35, the Eagles.
Wow.
I just think they're going to chew up our secondary, and I haven't seen the defense really get after the quarterback. And those are two key. Those are so key in this game. And you're going to have A.J. Green and Smith on the other side.
Let me write those down.
I hate to say it, but
I know.
I think Miami's going to be trying to keep up with them, and that's why I say I think they're going to be 42-35.
Oh man, of course this doesn't work when I need it to.
And this is probably
20,
you better write this down. This is probably the first time I've gone against the Dolphins.
It is the first, rare time. 42-35 Fish Tank. Eagles. And then I know Evan is rolling in his car right now. 27-24 Eagles. And again, Fish Tank, if Miami pulls this off tomorrow,
I don't mind being wrong.
I don't mind being wrong. I would be ecstatic. Let's I don't know.
I've never been wrong.
I know. Okay, I'm praying I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'm going to be screaming like crazy watching this game. Let me go ahead and look at some of the other ones here. Raphael says 24-20 Dolphins. I'd love it. Frederick says he hates to do it, but 34-30 Eagles. I get it. Aladino, 38-24 Fins. Beautiful. 31-17 Fins. Eric Rivera. Love it.
This game is a simple matter of one or two tails. Either Miami's defensive line shows up and knocks the snot out of Hurts, or they don't. And if they do, they win. If they don't, they won't. And so far, Vic Fangio refuses to put pressure on the quarterback on a consistent basis. Bend but don't break. Well, you're going to break against those two receivers if you don't do something.
And let me just say this.
That's all I'm trying to say.
And I want to be.
And right now, with the track record that we have at 5-1, I've watched this defense over and over, and so have you.
Yes.
You know, and I know we're not getting after the quarterback so far, and I hate to say it, and it kind of ticks me off, but I don't like picking against my team. But on this one, I have no choice. I haven't seen enough. I haven't seen enough on defense to back this team up. And I really hope I'm wrong, and I hope that this defense suddenly comes out of nowhere tomorrow and smacks me in the face with it, because I'm going to go somewhere and watch this game, I think. I might just go out and party a little bit because I might need to tie one on.
I got you. And can I just say, again, this game here, for people who are just watching, Hank and I have been talking about this game since before the season. This is a game that's been on the mark for us, and we've been waiting for. I will say, though, in all fairness, and I think Hank agrees with me here, and Hank, you can tell me if I'm wrong, we are more concerned with this game than we are against the Chiefs right now. I'm not concerned as much for the Chiefs than I am against the Eagles. That game's going to be a lot of fun in Germany. But this game here, again, it just it is what it is. So we'll see what happens.
This is the one that I told you before the year started. I said this is going to be the one that is going to hurt Miami, or they're going to be alive depending on their defense. And I told you, if their defense came alive, I'd be picking the Dolphins right now. If the defense had showed up at least half as much as I thought they should have, I'd be picking the Dolphins. But I can't.
I gotta post this up. I apologize, I haven't posted up the comments. It's just I've been so focused on my notes and Fish Tank, but I will post this one up because I told you Finn Stanza was going to come after us. So he's gotten you. He says he's dropping you at MetLife. No more wagon for Fish Tank. We'll see how I don't know if he made his prediction last night. I didn't get to finish the entirety of the show, but Finn Stanza's prediction will be tomorrow at 11 o'clock Eastern on the pregame show. So don't forget, guys, who's watching now, if you join us tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern for the Dolphins pregame show. We'll talk about this game. We'll talk about the whole NFL week, making our predictions, and of course postgame either tomorrow. Well, tomorrow night might be a little too late, so probably the following Monday.
Well, thank you, Frederick. I don't know why I'm the man or what I did, but thank you.
You know why you're the man. You are the man. Fish Tank Hank.
It's party time.
It's party time. And it's so funny when I said I'm going to say now we're saying that. It's like when I took that 10-year-old bourbon shot, the straight gasoline, and I was like, God dang! And you guys were laughing, and I said, it's 9:30, it's 8:30 where I live, and Kelly pops around the corner, and goes, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. I was like, that's where I live, brother. Eric, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. I traded Nico for Adams. Do you think this works out? I don't know. But we do have a fantasy football show on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. You should tune in if you haven't yet. They'll let you know if it works out. But again, guys, before we close it out, we're about to wrap this up. We've been having a lot of fun. Me and Fish Tank had a lot of fun this week, and I think we're still on that roll right now. That's why we're just dying laughing. But yes, so very good. A great lead.
Hey, I need you to, give a lead out and give a little verbiage again on your giveaway.
Yes, sir, I will. And I'm going to do that right now. I got it in my hands. I appreciate you doing that, Fish Tank. Rob, yes, guys, 10 o'clock tomorrow, 10 o'clock Eastern, before our 11 o'clock pregame show, which, again, we talk Dolphins and we go throughout the NFL, me and Finstanza and anyone who wants to join in. But before that, go to Dolphins Thirsty YouTube page and check out his pregame show with Steve Malloy. Both guys host of the Real Talk Fitz Talk show on Tuesday nights. They have their pregame show at 10 o'clock. And then you can follow that up. You come over to Finn's Talk to continue the party at 11. This will be the Fangio coming out party. So we kind of see where Finn Stanza's going here. But anyway, he's going to go different from us, so he could just say he's right if Miami wins. I told you. Who called it? This guy. That's what he'll do. I know Finn Stanza. So before we continue here, Fish Tank, to wrap it up, again, I want to talk about I'm doing the Dolphins Challenge Cancer Run in February, guys. I'm raising money. It's a fantastic cause. Any amount helps. Okay, and I mean that. I know everybody has different financial situations, and it's tough to give too much. $1, $2, $3, any amount helps, and all goes to the fight against cancer. We've all had cancer impact us one way or another. So it's very important. Yeah, that's right. Fish Tank himself, he's dealing with it right now. And I will walk for him. I'm walking for my grandparents, my friends.
I thought I donated to you.
You did. You have. So follow Fish Tank's lead. Fish Tank was my first donation right when I started. He was right away supporting me, and I
I
appreciate
was
him.
going to give to Lisa, but then you came up with your thing, so I donated to you instead.
I love Lisa. She's amazing, dude.
She is amazing, but she gets lots of people donating to her already, so I had to make sure I supported the network.
Oh, I appreciate it. But the great thing is, no matter who you do support or whoever you donate to, whoever's linked, it all goes to the same. It all goes to the fight against cancer. It all goes to the, I believe, cancer research. It goes to that fight. So, so anything helps. But here's the thing: if you go ahead and it's on my Twitter, on my X page at Bobby Finstock, it's and on Finstock Sports Network. The link is there. To go and donate. And if you donate any amount, $1, $100, whatever, first off, anything's appreciated. You will enter for a chance to win a signed Blake Ferguson, our long snapper, gracefully signed this for us at training camp. This Dolphins lifetime membership. If you're a lifetime Dolphins fan,
bring it closer.
Here we go.
There you go. Yeah, I want to see
it on your wall, put it in your office. Give it to your kid, Blake Ferguson.
That's nice to throw on the wall somewhere.
You can win it for $1. For $1 donation. So any amount helps, guys. So you can go to my X page at Bobby Finstock or at Finstock Network on Twitter, or use your phone right now if you watch this on a computer, or come back to the episode and scan this code right here. It will take you to my Dolphins Challenge Cancer page. And you could go, it'll say $5, $50, $100, whatever. You go to custom amount. If you don't want to go up to $5, custom amount, $1, $2, or whatever. Go ahead and do so. And once you do, whoever donates will be considered to win this. And we will pick this on a future episode of Finstock Today. If I need to give a little more time, I will. The event is in February, but I have this here. And I will try to do more giveaways as we continue through that. Because I really am this is a great cause. And this deserves all the attention. And I would just love to get this ball rolling. And hopefully I get to see a lot of you guys in February for this as well. I'll leave this on the screen for just a minute or just a second.
You hopefully see in February. What are you talking about? Of course we're going to see. Of course I'm going to see you in February. We got a Super Bowl to watch.
That's right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We will see everyone. Well, I mean, I'm talking about the cancer 5K, the Dolphins Challenge Cancer 5K. But you're right. In February, we will be sitting together. We'll bring Ralphie Boy from Hialeah, my mother. We'll have Evan. We'll be in Miami watching the Dolphins win the Super Bowl, and we'll be celebrating together after the game. It'll be amazing. But guys,
I can tell you this: if there's any opportunity for me to get extra tickets, I'm going to get them. And because last time people were disappointed that they didn't get to go to some of these games, but some of these games could get pricey. I've never paid for this stuff. So if I get them, people are going to have to pay me back.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Guys, Fish, any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
I just want to leave out of here on a positive note. You know what I mean? I don't feel that positive about this game, but you know what? I have a lot of faith in our offense, and I could definitely be wrong, and we could score more than I think we're going to. But it just doesn't – the numbers just don't add up right now, unfortunately. And I want to thank Eric for saying God bless Fish Tank with my cancer and all that.
100%.
But, I'm probably going to get surgery in February. Depending on what the Dolphins are doing is dependent on when I might schedule my surgery.
Yeah, I was going to say, hey, Fish Tank, you up? We won.
Yeah, no, it won't be that. It'll be, I'm going to that game. I'm going to that game. Thank you, everyone, for supporting us on this channel. We appreciate you. And please do donate and help Bobby out and let him make some other people's lives a little more bearable, at least by challenging this cancer.
Absolutely. And I will say to Finstanza, your presence is always welcome, but it's not enough for this donation, brother. $1 would be great for even you. But anyway, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. We cannot wait for tomorrow. We have a full slate of Dolphins convo, starting with pregame at 11 tomorrow, and then postgame whenever, maybe right after the game, depending how late it is for everybody. But like, subscribe, and most importantly, Fish Tank Hank, Bobby Finstock, fins
Fins
up.
up.